YouTube Nation, Mayweather TV, aka Me TV, aka lightning struck at the Lincoln Financial Field, and guess what? For 2 weeks now, Manti Te'o nowhere to be found. Look, I put like this, Chargers fans, I'm starting to think he don't exist either, all right? Look, understand this. Today's show is brought to y'all by Sound the Charge, okay? Because apparently the Eagles defense have no answers for the Chargers offense unless it means try to strip the ball in the red zone. Look, I don't get this. I really don't. Now y'all can see I'm wearing all Chargers. This is my punishment for saying that the Eagles would beat the Chargers. And guess what? Didn't even come close. And y'all saying, but in fact, the score, no, I'll explain. Didn't even come close. And I want to talk about this right now because the Eagles defense, all right, they sat there and stripped the ball in the red zone twice, all right? And people are cheering, yeah. Understand, my thought process is the Chargers shouldn't even be marching upfield that easily, all right? And then having to be in the end zone. They shouldn't even be in our red zone or our end zone. That's how I feel. That's how my thinking process works. But apparently I'm wrong, okay? That's how I'm thinking. But people were happy about it. I get it. You're happy they got a stop or they got a turnover, but they did nothing with those turnovers. They ended up punting the ball away, didn't they? The Chargers didn't even punt the ball until the third quarter of the game. And I want to talk about this. I told y'all before, defenses last week. I told you last week that the defenses were going to start figuring out this offense. And we saw this with the Redskins, did we not? In the third quarter, they started figuring out the offense because that dynamic offense everyone so loved. We didn't see it that much in the first half, did we? No, we didn't. Michael Vick said himself that the Chargers defense confused them and that they threw them off their rhythm and they couldn't do anything till the second half, which means second half adjustments. That's what it means. We also see the Chargers destroyed our defense with what? Dink and dunk plays, 3 yards, 5 yards. Good out there to, out there to Gates. Let them run all over the damn place. The Eagles can't tackle. They can't cover. Kerry Williams, they had 3 pass interferences. 2 were enforced. All right, understand this is a problem. The Eagles defense have given up, what, 50 to 51 points in 6 quarters of football? There's a problem. And yet it seems like everyone's okay. Oh, well, they'll get it together. No. This needs to be taken care of now. I told you last week, 21 points were given up. And I said, you can't win a football game giving up 21 points. Well, this week they gave up 33 points, and you expect them to win? Not to mention the 2 red zones that I told you that they got those fumbles off of, that the Chargers looked like they were easily going to score on. So this score could have been worse. People don't understand that, though. And Chargers fans, don't be too happy, okay? Because you gave up 30 points yourself, and you had to come back and bring out your kicker. So, and our kicker missed one, too, so you would have just tied the game, to believe it or not, in the fourth, if it went down that way. Understand that. Don't be happy yourselves. So both teams fans, even though I understand somebody's got to win, understand that both teams' fan bases should be very disappointed in their teams. Phillip Rivers played like a monster. He wasn't touched all game, pretty much. Pass rush is going nowhere. Phillip Rivers is out there like, here's one for you, here's one for you, here's one for you. It didn't matter. They never touched the guy. They barely touched the guy. No pressure whatsoever. Like I said, secondary is horrible. There's so many holes. And if you notice this, I told you guys a couple weeks ago, a couple videos ago, on how they're going to try to attack the Eagles defense. And once again, if you notice, that 3-4 defensive set is slowly starting to turn into a nickel set. That's right. So as you can see, and they're starting to play so far off the ball, it's crazy. I mean, like the secondary, they're so far back because they can't cover anybody. There is a problem with the Eagles defense. That's mostly my problem. The offense isn't much of a problem. But I want to say before I keep going, remember how ESPN said that we were supposed to lose 41-0 against the Redskins? Remember that? Yeah. Well, this week before the Chargers game, ESPN flip-flopped really hard. Damn, bandwagon much? You gotta be kidding me, ESPN. Look, we don't need you at this point. I'm sure you'll change your mind when it comes Thursday as well. I will put it like this. It is embarrassing that you would flip-flop that hard, to bandwagon that hard. That's harder than some of these other fans on Twitter talking about college football trying to fit in. I don't know why people play themselves so much just trying to fit in. Look, all you have to do is be yourself. If you don't know something, then just say you don't know something. That's all you have to do. But I will put it like this, okay? Eagles offense saw a lot of slowdown, saw a lot of big plays that were caught, but then called back. Chip Kelly, understand, you were turning into Andy Reid in 2 games. Last week, we saw you put up a ton of points in the first half and then do nothing in the second half, which we've seen before with Andy Reid. This week, you barely ran the damn ball, and it was pass, pass, and I don't want to hear that McCoy didn't have enough chances, all right? When you measure up his game from last week to this week, he definitely was demoted as far as I'm concerned when it came to running the football. The Chargers defense wasn't that great, so you could have found a way around it, but Chip Kelly didn't do that. And the biggest bonehead play of the day, all right, that day was when, and we're going to talk about this, all right, when Nick Foles came in, because Vic got hurt, he took off a play. Nick Foles come in, whoever called that fade, all right, to wide receiver 10, why would you do that? That is stupid. He's not tall enough to jump over a defender, so Nick Foles has to try and reach him even further to get him, deeper into the end zone, but then he throws the ball out of bounds. It makes no sense. If you're going to throw a fade, you throw it to a big receiver. That makes no sense whatsoever. Whoever called that play, a fan should have threw a cup of beer at his ass as far as I'm concerned. That is stupid. Absolutely stupid. But yet, y'all want to think that's okay. That was just a missed opportunity. No, there's a reason. I don't know why they didn't play action and let Foles if he had to run. Because contrary to popular belief, Nick Foles can run 3 to 5 yards in the damn end zone. He can. I'm not trying to hear this. But yet, what am I, right? Who am I? What do I know, right? I'm just saying. I don't understand what the Eagles are thinking at this point. And I do want to talk about wide receiver 10 real quick, because now in 2 weeks, his attitude has become a problem. And I want to talk about this because, yes, he is playing well, which is why I haven't said anything. I even picked him as my standout star. Yesterday when I was at the tailgate. And people they can vouch for me on this over on Twitter, on the official review. I told them he's going to be the guy who's going to do it all this week. And damn if he didn't. But here's the problem. His attitude. Now, last week, we saw D'Angelo Hall horse collar him when he was going out the end zone, and he picked a fight with him. I understand that completely. I don't have a problem with that due to the fact that the horse collar move can end careers. It can injure people. And the punishment that you get for a horse collar is nothing, really. 15 yards, possibly a fine, that's nothing. All right? So as far as I'm concerned, he was right for what he did with D'Angelo Hall. But when you do something, you should know by now, when we score a touchdown and then you get a penalty for a personal foul because you don't know when to keep your attitude in check, and it gives the Chargers 15 yards, all right, and then they fumble the ball and they recover it back, that gives them even more yardage, okay? You just hurt your team. That's what you just did. You have to keep your attitude in check. They're going to keep testing you because you're the fastest dude in the damn field. What do you expect? They can't cover you. Every touchdown or catch you had like 10 steps on the defender. What do you expect? They're going to try and get in your head unless they jam you. And they couldn't jam you. So you have to keep your attitude in check. Let your plane go. You should know this by now. Why you let them shake you? This is becoming a problem. Again. Stop this. That's my problem with wide receiver 10 right now. Not because he's not playing, not because he's acting like a little punk, you know what I mean, not want to go across the middle. No, it's his attitude. You're not going to fight any of them, so stop. But doesn't matter, right? Chargers, good game. I think I look good, pretty good in the powder blue. I'm just saying, I think I do. But I say, good game. You won. We have to look forward to next week. And I want to talk about, actually not next week, actually in a couple days on Thursday when we play the Chiefs. Now look, this Andy Reid thing, understand Eagles fans, this is a fans game. This is a media hype game. This has nothing to do with the players, because the players, they already know what time it is. You know they loved Andy when he's here because they always got their way and it didn't, go well. But they know what time it is. They know they need to win. And if you don't believe me, listen to what they had to say about Andy Reid.
He's a father figure to myself. He's a great guy. We've been keeping in contact, throughout the off-season, throughout the preseason. He texted me after last week's game and things like that. So, it's going to be great to see him come back. The relationship me and him have, I respect him to the utmost. But, hopefully we can be able to send him home with a loss.
Place will be rocking, fans be going crazy. It's going to be a special night. Andy was here for a very long time, meant a lot to the Philly people, and it's going to be a special night. So we're looking forward to beating him in our house on his return.
It'll be fun to see him after the game, but this is Kansas City. It's not Andy Reid. That's the way I'm approaching this game.
So the game is set. The players are hyped. The media is already starting to buzz about this. They've been waiting for this because they want Andy Reid to come back. If you are going to cheer for Andy Reid, put on a Chiefs jersey. This is Eagles country. I keep telling you people that he is gone. We will treat him like the enemy as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how many times, oh, you gave us so many years. I don't want to hear it. all right? He's the enemy, and that's how it should be. This is a fans game when it comes to Thursday. We have to beat the Chiefs. Not that I think they will beat the Chiefs. I'm not going to say that. Or the Eagles, they need to beat the Chiefs. Why? Because the game afterwards, we play Denver. And if you think with this defense that we're going to stop Peyton Manning and company, you're crazy, okay? So you have to get back to 500 before we take another loss, because the game after that, I think we can beat the Giants. I really think we do. The NFC East took pretty much, it was a wash this week. Everyone in the NFC East lost. And I didn't think that was going to happen this early in the season. You know, Cowboys lost to the Chiefs, all right? The Giants lost. Eli is now 0-3 against his brother, okay? So there's really no point of watching that game. And you got Brandon Jacobs out there pretty much crying when, you know, he got popped really hard before he got into that end zone. But it doesn't matter. Anyways, you had the Redskins, who also lost. And you know what? I want to talk about this once again. Skins fans, understand that RG3 has a problem. And I will put it like this, because last week we had John Gruden talk about RG3 and his problems, because he's still having accuracy problems. He's still having problems running on that knee. This week, Ron Jaworski breaks it down as well.
Hopkins defense forcing RG3 in the offense to play catch-up in jaws. You pointed out how RG3 is not putting weight on his back foot. You see the hop there in the pocket.
Well, but mechanics are so incredible to consistent success. And right now, you know, RG3 is recovering from a very serious knee injury. He's not right yet.
Interception right there. Again here, not stable, hopping, and that throw is not accurate.
It's all about weight transfer. You have to stay on that back foot, drive the hips through, come off that back leg. You'll see it right here. His back leg is off the ground. Now, there's bodies in front of him. I'll give him credit for that. But the one thing I've noticed in 2 weeks now, the 2 games against Philadelphia and Green Bay, he's not staying on that back foot and driving the football. Now, the short throws he's making, the long throws he's struggled with.
38-7, here comes some points. But Washington's D, they struggled. RG3 understands the fingers, though, pointing at him after another loss.
My sharpness was much better this game than it was last game, you know, from the get-go. But all of that falls on me, you know. I'm not going to point the finger at anybody else. It doesn't matter what goes on that field. I'm responsible for that. I'm the quarterback. You know, everyone's going to look at me, and that's what I do. You have to take that. You have to be willing to take that, and, you know, we'll be better, period. If it's all on me, and, you know, no matter what happens this next game, you know, it'll still all be on me. And I will make it happen. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out whatever it is that we're missing right now, and we'll make it happen.
Skins fans, understand you have to give RG3 just a little bit of leniency here, all right? This is a coaching problem, not a competitor problem or an athlete problem. The guy didn't have a chance to play in the preseason, which clearly he should have. Mike Shanahan wouldn't let that happen. The guy is not ready to come back as far as I'm concerned. I feel bad for him because he's going to take that responsibility, but this is a coaching problem as far as I'm concerned. So I would like to see Shanahan go before you even bench RG3. But if RG3 loses to the Lions next week, I'll put it like this. You have to activate Cousins. You have to. Simply because he's more prepared. That's why. Not because he's better than RG3, but he's more prepared. Skins fans, you are in for a long season. Not feel bad for RG3 because he's, like I said, this is what he's doing. He's trying to get it to work. But Shanahan really isn't helping him any, especially with keeping him out so long. Shanahan wasn't that great of a coach. He was a great recruiter. He knew how to recruit running backs, but he was not that great of a coach. Understand, when he was in Denver, when John Elway started winning football games, started winning Super Bowls, remember, wasn't John Elway couldn't get it done. He was losing all the time, San Francisco 49ers. They didn't start winning until Terrell Davis came along. Understand that. So that's what you have to deal with. And I put it like this. I do want to move on because, as we know with the NFL, things have been worse. There will be a link in the info bar. Jacksonville Jaguar fans, you probably have it the worst right now. When you have football stations, TV stations apologizing to their fans, their viewers, that they have to show your games due to contract. Not because they want to show you, but because of the fact that they're apologizing because they have to. And they put up on the ticker at the bottom. That's pretty sad to show that Jacksonville is not winning anything. The link will be in the info bar with the GIF of it where it shows the ticker of them apologizing to viewers. That's right. Now, people, last night we saw, what did I say to you last week? The road to the Super Bowl, I said, goes to either San Francisco, it is an NFC, San Francisco, or Seattle. Last night, we saw a hell of a defensive game. Great defensive game. Outside of the rain and all, I mean, seriously, great defensive game by Seattle and San Francisco. Two top-notch defenses going at it. Of course, somebody has to win. So that's all I'm going to say about it. It was a great game. It was fun to watch. And it goes to show you, if you can contain Cap, pretty much you got it won. That's what it comes down to. All right? That's exactly what it is. But how many people can actually contain Kaepernick that's what it comes down to. Like I said, Russell Wilson looked great, especially in the second half. He started heating up. Marshawn Lynch, seriously, why? Dude, can anyone even stop this dude? I mean, this guy runs so hard. He almost reminds me of Steven Jackson in his early days. He reminds me that's how hard he runs at people. And though he can be stopped, I mean, the guy just has that engine that just keeps going and going and going. Saints, I forgot to mention you Saints fans, last week you beat Atlanta. Seems like you pulled it out this week. Browns fans, what is going on out there? The Ravens beat you, which Ravens fans, I'm sure they're happy with it. Low-scoring game. Look, Browns fans, understand this is the second game now that got away from you. The second game. It could have went either way, all right, if you'd have showed up. That's what it comes down to. The defense isn't really that much of a problem. They only gave up 14 points last night or yesterday, all right? So it's not the defense, it's your offense. You have to do something. Some drastic changes need to be made. I don't understand what's going on with the Browns, all right? Tampa Bay, another game again. Disappointed. Tampa Bay was, they were kind of hyped this year. Tampa Bay, what's going on? I don't get you. Anyways, I want to move on. I'm going to come back to football in a minute, okay? I do want to talk about boxing. I want to talk about Mayweather versus Canelo. Now, understand, people, all right? Mayweather versus Canelo, I told you people on Twitter before the fight even started, I was taking Mayweather due to the fact of speed and defense, all right? Canelo had a 14-pound advantage on Mayweather, and yet he was the one getting backed up into the corners and into the ropes. Understand, all right? Speed kills in boxing, defense. Canelo said himself that he was frustrated, which clearly showed in the ring, but he said it after the fight. He was frustrated. He didn't know how to approach Floyd. This is a problem, all right? And not only that, but now we're seeing Bernard Hopkins come out and saying, and I'll put the link in the info bar to the video where he wants to fight Floyd. That's right. So he's saying it's going to be a defensive chess match. The way I see it, there may not be a punch thrown in that fight. All right? Look, the fact is, people would pay to see Bernard Hopkins fight Floyd Mayweather, 36 years old versus 48 years old. And Bernard says he will have no problem at 160. He thinks Floyd will have no problem at 160 because it comes down to skills. This is something that I think needs to be done. Now, also understand that Floyd is not going to fight until next year. So we have all till next year to train for this fight. It can happen, all right? But I don't know if he's going to take it. Right now, all eyes are on Pacquiao because Floyd actually stepped up and fought a legit contender. And he didn't just beat him, he dominated him. And I'm put it like this, all right? That judge, how do you say out of two out of three judges said, look, it's by a landslide, Floyd wins, and you call a draw? How do you do that? That is a joke. There is no way that was a draw. And then it's the same judge that also did the Timothy Bradley Pacquiao fight. So this should tell you something. Something is wrong. Boxing needs to start penalizing these judges for these erroneous acts. This is what makes the sport a joke. Floyd did a great job. He did a great service, if you ask me, to the way he fought, because he's showing you boxing. He's not looking to knock your head off, boxing. And if the knockout, like I said before, if the opportunity is there, then you take it. But if not, boxing. And he outboxed Canelo so badly. I'm telling you, 14 pounds heavier. Yeah, the guy's younger. And you say, he's a big puncher, but guess what? So are all the other people that Floyd fought. They all had a puncher's chance. All of them, if they got to him early. But he couldn't. Floyd started right in the first round. He didn't fall back and wait till the second, third round and say, okay, I got you figured out. No, he came right after him. So understand that this is something, at 36 years old, Floyd is proving that he is the best until someone beats him. And I mean, if you're going to beat him, you have to knock him out. You have to show him that, look, I'm not the one to play with. That's what you have to do. It has to be something that just dominates, to take him off. You can't just say, oh, I outboxed him, because guess what? As we know in boxing, unless they really like you, they're not going to give you that. You can't leave it up to the judges. So it's that simple. Whoever fights Floyd next has to knock Floyd out, to knock him off the perch. At this point in his career, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt from the judges, unless you're that one judge. I mean, seriously, this is something that needs to be done. Boxing, it was great. Danny Garcia, congratulations. Philly's own Danny Garcia won the match. Kind of figured he was going to win the match, so it doesn't really matter. But the fact is, boxing needs to clean things up. When you have these type of judges coming around, they have to be taken out. They have to. And it's sad to say that. It really is. Now, I do want to move back on to football, all right? Because Dallas Cowboys, that's right, fans, AT&T Stadium. I want to know how you feel about this picture. Hey, looks like LeBron James really did learn from the best when it came to flopping, huh? Look, I'll put it like this. Jerry Jones, while you're too busy taking pictures, your team is losing, and you sold out your identity. Dallas fans should be pissed off today. They really should. But yet, for some reason, Jerry Jones is allowed to hang around because he's owning things. Now we're finding out that he's in the meetings when it comes to the game planning for, for the actual teams that they're playing these days. Jerry Jones is, at this point, fans want him to stop using so much power and regress and just being an owner, but yet Jerry Jones is being involved in more things when it comes to the football club. I understand he's the owner, but you gotta let those guys that you paid to win do their job. This is what happened with Al Davis. God rest his soul when he was with the Raiders, all right? But that was a problem. It became a problem. And I do want to say, Raiders fans, shouts to McFadden. I saw the rushing yards that he put up. I saw that, all right? Now, if he can only stay healthy, that'd be a whole different story. Anyways, I'm done for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.